Mzansi, buckle up. From the Union buildings to your backyard, here's the story everyone's talking about. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into the heartbeat of our nation. We're looking at the innovations and individuals.
Mzansi because they didn't take it. Street level. And there are other policemen that will tell you the same, that they also left with their badges and they themselves destroyed it.
Can we trust the people meant to protect us? The KwaZulu-Natal Task Team evidence has put names and incidents to that fear, from a highway ambush to units tied to the taxi and drug trades. This is what the testimony means for people on the ground.
But the one of the badge, of the bulletproof vest and the handcuffs appeared, page 951, which is file 2. And 952, and then you'll see the rounds going forward. I don't know whether you need to see them physically.
I think my concern with the statement was the allegation that he was falsely charged for possession of state property. And I'm saying the charge can be false if you are in unlawful possession of state property.
Yes, I think the witness has answered it, yes.
Maybe in similar vein, just clarify, the vehicle, the Renault that you say was on the property, it had you do explain that how the circumstances in which it ends up there, but you also say that when they checked, they found that it was still reported as stolen property. So at this point, it had not yet been taken off the stolen property or stolen motor vehicle report. Is that what it means?
That's correct, Commissioner, but if I can just elaborate on that. What had happened in this particular case, according to what I was told, why it was in his possession is because it was flooded. It was underwater during the floods in 2022. So that whoever towed it, called to the scene, had to salvage it. In other words, to not just tow it, had to rescue it or recover it from that water. And then the insurance didn't want to pay for it. It was some kind of a dispute that took place. So he wanted the vehicle without paying. So this happens used to happen when I was a policeman as well. The owner would go to the police and report it stolen, so that the police can come and recover it, and he doesn't have to pay the cost of the salvage, recovery, and the storage as well. And this is what I think happened on this day. That's why because I didn't witness the transactions between them, but I was kept up to date by Bevan about that vehicle. And he said to me, this is what's happening. Insurance doesn't want to pay the owner, and he doesn't want to pay cash out of his pocket as well. So in my understanding, that's why I went to the police and reported it stolen. So it actually wasn't really stolen. And if I can add on to that as well, this used to happen quite regularly when I was younger in the police. That owners used to come in, open cases of vehicles can be recovered. Then at some stage there was a circular that was sent to stations to say that the police are not to get involved in those transactions anymore. That's purely civil. So we stopped doing that.
Thank you.
If I can, I don't know if your commissioners, if you're interested in knowing about the impersonating a policeman. If I give you the background on that. That charge is, when they came, dinner and 7, when they entered the premises at the garage, Dinner Governor related to me that he knows about me. He knows I was working at Sanab with Warrant Officer Swanepoel, Warrant Officer Jones at that time, who's now retired. He retired as a colonel, and another gentleman who worked with us as a reservist. His name was Sunil Kara. That was our team. And he even said, he watched us and we did some good work, and he knows that I've left the force, and he knows everything about me. Before he came, he did an inquiry, and he knows that I own the 3 houses. So with the impersonating, they implied that I said to them that I'm still presently a captain in the police. That's how that impersonating charge came about. Yeah, okay. I protested against the charges because I do not live on the premises and I have no keys or remote to enter the premises. Captain Dina Govender, Warrant Officer Sivan Naidu, said I was being charged because I owned the premises. They took me and I was detained at Durban North Police Station from Tuesday, the 13th of December 2022, and I attended the Durban Court 10 and Thursday, the 15th of December 2022, and was remanded to Westwood Prison for 7 days, for a formal bail application, that is. On appearing at Durban Court 10 on the 22nd of December 2022, I was released on a 3,000 rand bail, and the case was later withdrawn. Early this year, in 2026, I was visited by Sergeant Koluse from the Hawks, who informed me that they are putting the matter back in court. They asked for a copy of my registration confirmation of the property situated at the address where Bevan lived. He said there was a search warrant and the court wanted to know whether they had searched the correct house. He also asked for a copy of my firearm license, which I later sent to him. It emerged from Sergeant Governor that the raid on our family homes on the 13th of December 2022 was ostensibly related to the 2 Belair dockets, which are both Belair cases. Bevan had no knowledge of these cases and was never contacted by the Belair police officers who were assigned these cases. I later established that the Belair cases had been signed out by Captain S. Naidu and assigned to Warrant Officer T. Naidu from Durban Central Detectives on the 4th of December 2022. The dockets were returned a week later. Bevan was not contacted in that time, and we have never seen any evidence suggesting that there was any case against him.
Sorry, just to clarify certain things, you talk of Sergeant Governor. Is that someone different to Captain Governor?
That is somebody totally different to Captain Governor.
And then there is Captain Naidu.
It was Captain Governor, it was Warrant Officer Naidu.
Okay.
And Sergeant Governor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Please proceed at 46.
At 46. Whilst I was in custody at Westwood Prison on December the 22nd, I received a message from Bevan's best friend Marlon Stewart, who's known as Sticks, that's his nickname, and another male known to us as David, who is a tow truck driver for Durban South Towing. They were shot and killed near Moses Mabhida Stadium. Bevan knew both deceased as he grew up with them, and Marlon was his best friend. According to Captain Dina Governor and Warrant Officer Sivan Naidu, Bevan and his manager, Hendrik Nunez, were persons of interest in the matter. This was mentioned to me and Bertie Lang, who was my attorney, by the officers. The allegation was suggesting that Bevan was involved in the murder of Marlon and David is fanciful. Marlon and David were his close friends. Moreover, Bevan was in Johannesburg when they were shot and killed. Okay. Sometime in January 2023, Bevan came home one day and told me he got a phone call from a friend that is in the Sydenham Taxi Association together with Clive Nyker. The friend told Bevan to be careful because Mr. Clive Nyker had put a hit on him. Apparently, no photos of Bevan or details of his appearance had been circulated, but word was out that Bevan lived in the Bluff area and drove a white BMW and a white Toyota Bucky. Bevan informed me that his friend had advised him not to drive those vehicles and stay off the streets. On 25 January 2023, Hendrik Nunez was at Bevan's home as he had just returned from Port Elizabeth, having purchased a motor vehicle. He, Hendrik Nunez, came to talk to Bevan about Captain Varley, who works at Brighton Beach SAPS. He's a captain in the detectives. He was bothering him about a motorcycle that one of the drivers recovered at an accident scene and was now in storage at Bevan's storage yard. Captain Varley wanted the bike released free of charge. Bevan indicated that he was going to call Captain Varley. I advised him not to do so. I told him that Captain Varley was working with Captain Dina Governor, and Varley didn't like Bevan. He had issues with Bevan on previous occasions. I advised Bevan that that the Hawks had failed to arrest him on the Belair cases because there was no evidence, and by calling Captain Varley, he would start something. I told Bevan that he must be careful of what he says to Captain Varley because he will open an intimidation case, and that will give Captain Dina Governor a reason to pick him up because there was no other reason to do that, other than that. Bevan nevertheless called...
Sorry, Mr. Loftus, let me ask. At this point where you are warning Bevan about Captain Govender, or Colonel Govender, what did you know about Colonel Govender to do with Bevan at this point when you give him this warning?
Not Captain Varley, the warning?
For families who lost people
So
to
you
a
say
bullet
that
for
you
someone
warned
else,
him not
this
to
commission
call
is
Captain
not
Valley?
expected to sport.
Yes.
Because if
It
he
is the
does
closest thing
that,
to an answer.
then it would give Dina
Subscribe to
Govender
Mzansi for the
Yes.
straight
I see
a
that.
reason to
and
pick him
follow
up.
the
So
full
my
record
question
on
is,
Madlanga
what
today
did you
and
know
Polypulse.
about Govender's attitude?
The energy is undeniable. It's time to showcase the excellence that defines us. Stay tuned to Mzansi Pulse for more stories that matter to you. Don't forget to like, follow, and join the conversation. Until next time.